The moment everybody has been waiting for is finally here. ToneX Pedal Editor software is now released. Today I'm going to showcase the final versions as well as show what my workflow is going to be when utilizing the new ToneX Pedal Editor. Without further ado, let's head right over and take a look at what this is all about. Okay, so first things first, I wanted to let you know exactly where you can get this, because it always seems like when there is an update, a lot of folks are confused about how they actually get it. So I did cover this in my first video, and I'm going to link below to that video where I was utilizing the beta version, but I really went through in detail all the features of the editor. I'm not going to do that today. This is more about making you aware of where you can get it, that it's out, and a few simple ideas on how we can use it to improve our workflow when working with ToneX Pedal. So first things first, you're going to want to go to IK Product Manager. In there on the software tab, you're going to see the ToneX software and the version that you have installed. You're going to have the release notes, which is going to tell you what you're going to get. And you'll notice here it says introducing ToneX Editor, an app dedicated to editing your ToneX devices, ToneX Pedal firmware with the firmware version, ToneX One firmware, and then general reliability improvements. You can see I already have this installed. If I was to reinstall it or install it for the first time, which you'd see something like this, where it would have a yellow update button. When you install it, it's going to actually install the brand new version of ToneX software, along with adding ToneX Editor to the mix. So we're going to have to go to IK Product Manager first and foremost to just get access to ToneX Editor. Once you've downloaded and installed it, this is what you're going to see. Now I have, as you can see, my ToneX pedal, my beautiful white anniversary edition ToneX pedal set up right over here, and that is what you're seeing up on ToneX Editor. So keep in mind now, we're no longer utilizing ToneX software app. We're actually editing right on the pedal. So what you're hearing today is my ToneX white anniversary pedal being recorded for this video straight into my audio interface. So you're not hearing anything to do with the software. You are simply hearing what is coming off of the pedal. So one thing to keep in mind, we can go up here to our global setup. Sorry if that was a little bit off screen. And we can actually set our input trim, our interface volume, our main volume. Everything we can do in global setup is now in here. I have my input trim where I normally keep it at -3, so I'm happy with that. And I can choose any of these particular tone models. Now that I have a guitar in hand, you can see here, I can switch tones. Now, those are some tones I did in the past based off my incredible Bad Cat Cub 5 hand-wired combo. Beautiful amp. I love these tones. But I can now take this and make tweaks to this if I want to bring the gain down. I can do just that. We can double-click, crank that back up. If I wanted to add some delay, I can come in here and edit everything right from the ToneX Editor now. I want to add some modulation in there. I can do so as well. See here, we can make these changes. Now, the thing about it is we have to make sure that we go save, either save as or save that. If I make those changes and then click out, when I return, all of those changes are going to be gone. You'll also notice that when I make a change to any parameters, a little asterisk will appear beside the name here telling us that we have changes that haven't been saved. Now, if I hit save on that, that asterisk goes away. Then those changes that I make will be retained when I switch back and forth. So you can see I just have to do a single click and move that to different tone models. Now, what about if I wanted to transfer to the pedal? So I just, as of yesterday, released a brand new set of tones. There's going to be a full-blown demo video about these tones coming up, probably tomorrow, to really showcase them a lot more. But I want to show you how when we have a new set of tones that we want to add to our pedal, how we can go about doing this with ToneX Editor. So up here we have the editor, which we're on right now. tab. We also have the Librarian tab. Now, this used to be in ToneX software. It is no longer there. We now have to use a Librarian within ToneX Editor. And you can see over here on the right side, we have our software library. And over here, we have our pedal library. We have a nicer view here. We can kind of see everything. Now, you might ask, how can we find in an easy fashion what tone models are in our ToneX software library? We can go to ToneNet. This is kind of interesting. We can access ToneNet right from the editor. We can go to raw tone models. We can go to presets. Now, one thing I like to do is utilize user folders, and we still can find those. If we come up to our little filter button here and click that, you'll notice here, depending on whether I'm on tone model or preset, we have our preset browser and our user folders. So this new collection that I just created, I put into my JS Jack Victor V30 Ultimate folder, and here's all these new tone models. Now I can simply click one of these and transfer one if I so desire, and it's going to overwrite whatever I had on that pedal, and that's fine. I'll say yes, I want to overwrite, and it's going to sync up. Or what I can do is I can choose multiple different tone models, right? Or I could just do a shift and hold, select them all, and then drag a number over all at the same time. And let's do that. Let's overwrite. So I have all of these tone models over on my pedal. Give that a second to sync. Now those tone models have been transferred over. I can head back over to the editor tab and take a listen now. Remember, this is right on the pedal. This tone model collection is based off, as you can see, my incredible Victory V30, the Jack Mark II, but this time captured through a 212 vintage 30 loaded cabinet. Cabinet that pairs up beautifully. We have 3 levels of clean, but they're not actually clean. That clean channel actually gets this really nice crunch tone going. Then we have a crunch channel. I'm going to let you hear these tones used together in a full mix at the end of the video. Moving on to the overdrive channel. So if I said I chose like OD2 here and I said, you know what, that needs some delay. Well, I can now come up here, engage the delay, maybe choose tape, sync it up, bring the mix back, a little more feedback. Maybe I decide to come in here and just bring the gain down slightly to hit the input with a little less. So I'm really liking that. Maybe I want to bump the compressor up a bit, make sure the noise gate's going to kick in. And if I'm happy with that, as again, you can see that the name goes into italics. We have a little star asterisk. I hit save. It syncs. All of that goes away. Now when I click out of that and back in, those changes were all retained. So that's basically, in a quick nutshell, exactly how ToneX Editor is going to work. Going to work very similar for ToneX One as well. And the other neat thing is, as we make the changes here, you've probably noticed as I've gone through the video that it updates right on the pedal as well. So you can kind of see what's going on. If I turn the delay on and off, you can see it goes to power on and off, and so on and so forth. Now, it doesn't necessarily always tell you everything that's going on because there's only so much screen real estate, but we can see that up on the ToneX Editor. So that should work just fine for us. Now, I do have previous videos up, as I've already mentioned, that if you want to go take a look at it, it's going to go much more in depth for both ToneX One and ToneX Pedal. Well, there you have it. What do you guys think? I hope that that quick look at ToneX Editor, the final edition, is going to be helpful, and you know now where to go get it and how to utilize this. I have a previous video, as I've mentioned, where I was utilizing the beta version and going through all the details. I'll have a link to that below. Or there'll be a card up top somewhere where you can go check that. It goes a lot more in depth as to everything about the ToneX Editor. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you today with the full-blown demo video for the tones you heard today, which are based around my incredible Victory V30, the Jack Mark II amplifier, and this is the Jack Victor V30 Ultimate Collection. Some beautiful, beautiful tones. Hope you enjoy hearing these in the mix as much as you did hearing them out of the mix. If you're so inclined, there is a link below if you want to go grab a copy of this tone model collection. So thanks again for sharing your time with me. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification to get notified when I have new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy the music on the way out. Ciao for now.